ever noticed a horizontal groove or indentation running across your horse's hoof? This is known as a fever line, also called a stress line or growth ring. But what does it really mean for your horse's health? Is it something to worry about? Today we're breaking down what fever lines are, what causes them, and what they can tell us about your horse's well-being. A fever line is a visible horizontal groove that appears across the hoof wall. It's not just a random imperfection. It's a sign that your horse has gone through some form of systemic stress. This stress could be a fever, an illness, dietary changes, laminitis, or even a reaction to medication. The key takeaway: fever lines are clues that something disrupted your horse's normal hoof growth at some point in time. Hooves are constantly growing, just like human fingernails. On average, a horse's hoof grows 1/4 to 1/2 inch per month, meaning a complete new hoof takes around a year to grow out. That's why we can use fever lines almost like a timeline, pinpointing when a stress event might have occurred. To really understand how fever lines form, we need to look at the coronary band. This is the soft raised area at the very top of the hoof, where the hoof meets the skin of the leg. Think of it as the growth center of the hoof. It's where all new hoof material is produced. If a horse experiences stress, illness, or inflammation, the coronary band's normal function is disrupted, leading to an uneven growth pattern. The result? A fever line. When we see a fever line, we can estimate when the stress happened based on how far it is from the coronary band. If the line is close to the top, the issue was recent, within the last few weeks. If the line is halfway down, the event likely happened 4 to 6 months ago. And if it's near the bottom, that stress is probably from almost a year ago. So what can cause fever lines? There are several possible triggers, including fever or illness. If a horse has a high fever from an infection, the body diverts energy away from hoof growth, resulting in a fever line. Laminitis. This painful hoof condition can lead to inflammation and disruption of normal hoof growth, often causing multiple deep rings. Colic or digestive stress. Severe colic or a sudden diet change can shock the system, affecting hoof growth. Stress from transport or environment. Long-distance travel, extreme weather, or major changes in routine can be stressful for a horse, leading to fever lines. Medication or vaccination reactions. In some cases, strong medications, dewormers, or vaccinations can cause temporary systemic stress that affects hoof growth. Poor nutrition or dehydration. An imbalanced diet lacking key nutrients, especially biotin, zinc, and amino acids, can slow hoof growth and contribute to abnormal growth rings. A single fever line isn't necessarily a cause for concern. It simply means your horse experienced a temporary stress event. However, if you see multiple fever lines appearing frequently or deep grooves, that's a red flag. It could indicate ongoing health problems or repeated cycles of stress affecting your horse's well-being. A smooth, consistent hoof wall is a good sign of health. But a hoof with multiple or deep fever lines suggests chronic stress, laminitis, or other underlying health issues that should be addressed. If you notice fever lines, here's what you can do to ensure your horse stays healthy. Evaluate recent health history. Think back. Did your horse have a fever, colic episode, or diet change in the past few months? Check for signs of laminitis. If the lines are very deep and your horse shows lameness or discomfort, consult a veterinarian immediately. Ensure a balanced diet. Make sure your horse is getting proper nutrition, including hoof-supporting supplements like biotin, zinc, and amino acids. Maintain regular hoof care. Schedule routine farrier visits to keep hooves trimmed and balanced. Manage stress levels. Reduce environmental stressors like excessive travel, extreme weather, or sudden dietary changes. Your horse's hoof can tell a story about their overall health. Paying attention to fever lines can help you catch potential issues early and ensure your horse stays happy and sound. Remember, while a single fever line might not be a major concern, consistent monitoring and proper hoof care are key to keeping your equine friend in top condition.